Hello and welcome to today's review of The Mandalorian. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 4, Sanctuary. Um, it's getting to the point that even to talk non-spoiler about the current episode, we're going to have to go back and start spoiling things from the beginning of the season. I'm going to do my best not to do that. So this might, like last week's episode, this might be a little rough. But with that being said, I like this episode. I didn't necessarily like it as much as I did last week, but this episode was fun. It shows the Mandalorian connecting to his target after stealing it from the client, and they're bonding, and he ends up on a sanctuary planet. I don't remember if they named it or not, but he ends up meeting a past shock trooper that's played by I always have a hard time pronouncing her name, but she played Angel Dust in Deadpool. Gina Gavankar. There it is. Is that right? No. Wow, I just totally spaced and went with the lady who plays Iden Versio. Um, oh my goodness. Catch me down in the comments below. I'm drawing a blank. Carano? Gina Carano? Gina Carano. There we go. I'll get there someday. And I liked her performance. Um, she's an old MMA fighter. Well, I please don't come after me. You're not old, but she used to do MMA, and now like I was just questioning her acting talent during Deadpool, but she's evolved. She's more than just punch and kick and throw things around. While she can do that well, and she shows that here in this episode, she did well with her lines. She acted well, and I really enjoy her character. And there's more to her. She hints at things, but she doesn't give you everything, and that's amazing for the character. It makes you want more, and by the end of the episode, you don't know if you're going to get more. I mean, we know we're going to get more because they've said she's in more than one episode. At least I'm fairly certain they did. But anyway, it was enjoyable, and the idea behind the episode with the Mandalorian, and I'm gonna call her Trooper for now until I learn her name. With the Mandalorian and the Trooper, they help this village protect themselves and learn how to fight, learn how to protect themselves, and they come up with a very interesting dynamic with the locals. Apologies for that. Cat tried to eat the Christmas tree. But anyway, the way they bring in this they're bringing this group together is one bit at a time, and it's not like a movie where, take Rogue One for instance. You know you're going to get this big group of people, but it's not all of a sudden, oh, there's two people. Oh, 5 minutes later you got this people. It's drawing them out, and they are coming together slowly, and you're learning more and more about each character, and it's enjoyable. One thing I do want to say is last week I was wrong about Mandalorian culture. It's not that you can't take off your helmet, it's about who you take it off with. And I sat here and I was like, oh, well, Boba, well, he must not be a Mandalorian because he's taking his helmet off, and same thing with Jango. But so has Sabine Wren in Rebels. So there's got to be something more about the culture that I am missing that is going to be upcoming that's like proves this is why they're not Mandalorian. And maybe there's something in the comics or the cartoons that I missed. I'm not sure. But one thing that is very interesting, and while we don't see exactly how it goes, the Mandalorian takes off his helmet, sets it aside. I think this is getting kind of foreshadowing that we are eventually going to see his face. And They bring in a little bit more of during the prelude to the final battle. When was the last time you took off your helmet? Oh, yesterday. Well, that's one of those things where, of course, he took it off yesterday. He had to eat sometime. And then he gets asked again, when did you do it in front of people? When I was their age, talking about them being kids. So it's learning a little bit more about the Mandalorian. I would probably put this second behind last week's episode for me. But go ahead and let me know in the comments below if you've seen this episode, if you've watched this series, and what you think about it. Let's try to keep this non-spoiler because we will eventually get to the full spoiler once the full season is out. But as always, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe if you like the content that I'm bringing to you. And until next time, have a great night.